So greetings and welcome to today's educational program. Quality Management Division Part 3, How to Find QMD Content by Susan Gorveatte. This is your moderator, Doug Wood, with ASQ's Quality Management Division. Today we have the distinct pleasure of hearing from Susan Gorveatte. Please join me in welcoming her. Susan is president of Gorveatte Consulting Incorporated. She's a quality coach and an auditor. She's trained hundreds of companies from small entrepreneurial-based organizations to large national and international clients. Susan has a strong background in manufacturing and service sectors. Her functional experience includes business startup and growth, team problem solving, and quality management systems documentation, implementation, training, and auditing. In addition to various ASQ section roles, and being a board member with the Quality Management Division, Susan is part of the ASQ Technical Program Committee for the World Conference on Quality and Improvement. And she is the ASQ Content Management Committee Chair for Training and Development. This is a group within the Quality Management Division that focuses on the training and development portion of the CMQOE body of knowledge. And so without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Susan Gorveatte. Susan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. That's such a warm welcome. Well, today we're going to talk about finding the QMD content when you need it. And that's going to be a big focus for a lot of people trying to search information. I'm going to try to save you some time, maybe help you streamline what you're doing. But also I want to show you a couple of new things that you might not have seen before maybe on the website. So what we're going to look at is how can you log in? Just a quick review. As Doug mentioned, this is part 3 of the seminar series that we're working with. Part 4 is coming later this month with Dawn. So we're going to review just how you can log in, and we're going to give you some options on searching content. But when you have 4,000 hits, how do you filter through them? So we'll try to narrow that down for you and get very specific into the body of knowledge that Doug had mentioned. And I'll finish up with just a few comments on other resources that might be outside the realm of what we're looking at, but offer them to you as alternatives, exactly what they are. Okay? The Quality Management Division does have a lot of content management committees set up, and they are based on the body of knowledge that we have for the CME-OE handbook that we talked about. That Doug mentioned early on. So that will be the main focus of what we're going to look at here. And ideally, we're looking at things that are mainstream in content. We don't really look at the flash or the fads or the trends. You know, we're looking for sound, proven thoughts, ideas, structure, content, and we're looking for something that aligns itself to the body of knowledge. So we want to keep things focused and targeted strategic content. So that's what we'll walk through, and I can be able to show you how to see that today. So the first step is a good thing is how to log in. Well, get your computers up, get your ASQ logins ready, and you're going to go to asq.org. And this is just very simple, very basic, and you log in. Once you're logged in, the little log out button will show up, and that toggles back and forth, log in or log out, depending on where you are. So accessing my ASQ is a link that you can use, and we do provide that at the end of the slideshow. But I'm going to walk you through from the very, very beginnings of maybe you're a new member, I've just signed up, what can I do with my membership? What can I get out of it? What information is available? And it begins with logging in. There's a lot of information. If you're not logged in, you can still access portions of the site, but you won't get full access. And you won't get the full visibility, you won't get the option to post and all of that type of thing. So getting into ASQ.org begins with logging in. Very simple, very easy. And again, if you needed refreshers on a lot of this information, Heather's part 1 is available as well as Doug's part 2, and those are available on our YouTube channel, but you'll find them in here as well, and I can walk you through that. Now, if you're like me, we have lots of different passwords, and they do have painless password resets here. So it is very easy. So again, to have the full experience, just make sure that you are able to log in and access the information that you want to see. So where do you start? Well, there's a lot of information. If you log in, you'll see that there's a little lined menu up to the top left. And this will bring a drop-down menu of what we're seeing on the left side. So quality resources, membership certifications, specialized credentials, all of that kind of content is available here. I wanted to draw your attention particularly, I mean, yes, in addition, the quality resources, learning about quality, it's sort of a one-stop library that we have there, but it's very open. Again, it's one of those large, overwhelming searches that could happen. There is, 75 years worth of history here that we could that we could look at in terms of content. So we want to make sure that we can target it. But two areas I want to draw your attention to that I'm not sure people use as well as they should. And, that's good information. The first one is Quality Progress, the magazine that gets published. I love those. And when they come, I take the time to read them. There's just not a magazine that comes in the mail that you're going to set aside somewhere. It's part of your membership. It's fantastic. There's good articles. And you know what? They might be looking for authors too. So it might be a publishing opportunity for you. But Quality Progress is a resource. And the other one I want to look at that we're going to talk about is going to be the ASQ TV. And that is something that we'll spend some time, just quick, short, but I'm not sure that we always access that kind of content here on the website. So we'll talk about that just a little bit. So Quality Progress, as I said, that's ASQ's flagship publications. It is by far the most read articles, content, more than any other magazine on quality. That just makes sense. It does have in-depth articles. It's got some short versions of articles. If you're interested to know what the article looks like, some of them have, this article in 50 words or less. That gives you the Reader's Digest version to know whether you want to go further or not. Some case studies in there. We've got process improvement tips. It's very timely. It's very current, and there's some content there that we could look at. So the things I like about that magazine in particular is that you'll find that in Quality Progress, and you can see here, I've just put a copy of the slides here, okay? So you can sort of see what it says. It's got the publications. Now it does have the subscription and your annual member price. With me, that comes with my membership, so that's included. So I'm able to access this and be able to read this information. Great articles. So what you can see, I wanted to draw your attention, there are some things that are open access. So if you know other people or a coworker or something like that, you can always access the cover story. So the open access is available, and you can read some of the content, some of the information. It's not always linked to a membership. So anyone can open up the latest version of the QP headliner article, but to continue reading, you're going to have to log in. So that's where I say to get the full experience, I want you to log in. Quality Progress is a great option to make that available for you. But look at all these other things that are available as well. So, and it's a busy slide for sure. But there's a lot of content here that we could look at. Open access, so, certain articles, certain sections, that you can just click on and they're readily available, right? Career Coach, Back to Basics, these are standard columns that are available for you. My Quality Story, those are always good and written by readers, just like you, right? So it's a lot of information that you can see here. And, we get the magazine, we might look at it, but it's also available here online. So if you want to read more online, or maybe you've got your phone with you, or you've got some extra time, this might be an option. So the other one to look at, as I mentioned, there's a couple of other areas there to consider, is just doing a generic ASQ search. Now, if you're doing just a generic ASQ search, you'll find I did a search here for training development, for instance. You can see the slides. How many hits? 4,200 hits. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of information to sort through to be able to find. So I like to look at it and break it down. ASQ TV has 500 hits for training development. Could be training, could be development. Let's look at it. ASQ TV is a great resource for you. 5-minute videos, quick, easy, could be simple topics, reminders, very easy. And, we all like to watch videos online. Again, maybe that's something. You've got some extra time. Take the time to look at ASQ TV. Tips, tricks, quick notes, quick reminders, maybe a little bit of inspiration. They might be a good way to start a movie or a meeting, just putting on one of those ASQ TV short videos, and then you carry on with your toolbox talk or with your meeting or with your quality corner that you're having that day. So kind of a neat reminder on that. But if you look out of those 4,200 searches, that's a lot of searching. Look at My ASQ. There's 214 articles, information on My ASQ. And we're going to spend a bit of time talking about My ASQ and what that means to us as our membership. So generic searches can be extensive. You know, it would take a lot of time to sort and too many hits to sort through. So if we take a little targeted approach, you might be able to refine your choices a little bit easier. So where do we go from here? Why don't we look at My ASQ? And My ASQ is that section where the members can talk to members. It's an interactive form, and there is a login page. Again, we have that posted at the end, but once you're logged in to your ASQ account, you're logged into the My ASQ. So this landing page will give you all kinds of information. There's always some interesting notes or announcements or news that shows up on the My ASQ landing page. So it keeps you current if you're just looking for some information, what's going on with ASQ or what's new. We had some nominations there in the summertime. You could nominate your quality hero for an event, virtual event and celebrations happening in November for Quality Month. Looks like they had a risk mitigation tool virtual event. So these are some things that are noteworthy and new and available on My ASQ for you as members. So again, go back and look at Heather's seminar if you have any more information, or if you want any more information on that, and certainly that will help. And there's also a My ASQ overview that was posted by Trish, and that you can find as well. We'll see that on the QMD site, so there are some links. So if you're already logged in, My ASQ is your central online community. And this is what's going to give you the timely, relevant, and it's a more personal approach to ASQ as opposed to doing just a generic search of 4,000. Here you can personally engage with members, you can interact, have discussion forums, and that's what we're going to look at a little bit more. So it's a more catered user experience, I think, for everybody. It could be for, you know, new members, older members, if you want to reconnect with members, there's all these options here that you can do that. So the blue bar will always keep you current if you're looking at your My ASQ landing page. So your home page, your communities, which we're going to talk about, some discussions, the events, these are just generic high-level ASQ news, and then all the members, and then again, information on World Conference. That's usually where I go to get the information on where the hotels are, who's posting, and we start to look at that stuff pretty early, typically in a normal year. So let's look at your home page. And what the home page is going to give you is ASQ My Home. And I've just copied a few cut and paste here to give you a chance of what it would look at. So my.asq.org home, and this is what it's going to tell you. So it tells you right away that you know, there's some information that we could look at. If you just want to put a note in or read something about a generic discussion, then you could look at all the discussions. Again, this would be quite large if you just want to scroll through. If you don't have an ASQ username or password, remember, you've got to get that so you can register. And again, completely painless. After signing in, this is what your home page will look like. Scrolling down on your home page, you'll be able to see these discussion topics, and if you're logged in, you can interact with them. So you can see the date created, the reply count, what's the latest post, how many likes, whether people have looked at any special hot topics. And then we'll be able to look at more communities, and we have a series of different communities that we could look at within My ASQ. Those communities could be geographic, they could be technical, they could be member leader communities, or they could be peer groups. So at any time, given that you have an ASQ membership, your My ASQ account will automatically reflect the type of membership that you have and give you access to the relevant communities. So there's no need to sign up separately for a separate community. It will be reflected in your My ASQ account already. So that's already done for you because we know what type of membership that you have and what communities are relevant. So if you're in the My ASQ, we go to the Communities tab. That's going to be on the high blue bar tab. You're going to see information on Quality Management Division. Now, you're going to have to search. This is on page 19. Why? Because it's quality. It's Q. It's listed alphabetically. So on the My ASQ, because we're here to help you find QMD content when you need it. So that means Quality Management Division is the community that we're going to focus on. Okay? So up until this point, we've been looking at these other sources of just funneling ourselves down to the My ASQ community. And we saw that Quality Progress is a great resource. ASQ TV could be a resource for you. There are a resource page with 75 years of history, but again, large numbers of hits. Where here we're getting something that's more timely, more relevant to the communities that you're looking for. You're already logged into My ASQ, your membership is already tied, your communities will have access, and you'll be able to see that. So you can see here that the Quality Management Division is public. So that means it's open to everybody. Our Quality Management Division is being able to share the value of society to individuals and sharing that feeling of quality. We're the largest division of ASQ, and it's a community way to engage with everybody on the My ASQ site. I did notice we've got 6,400 members already listed on My ASQ. If you're not on here, get yourself on here. There's other QMD members who may not be aware of My ASQ. If you want to tell others about it, get them to sign up, get them on board so that they can take advantage of this. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that you'll see on here, our page, once you click on it, and you'll go further into the Quality Management Division page. Each one of these links that you would have seen on the previous page up to page 19 happens to be Quality Management Division. You click on page 19, you click on Quality Management Division, and then you see this consistent title bar. So if you were to click on, say, the Audit Division, well, it would say Audit Division, same sort of style. If you were to look at a section, maybe the Windsor section, you would see something like this title bar on here. Because the Quality Management Division site is public, it's open, it's available, it's populated, so it's ready to go. From here on in, we're going to be very happy with that blue bar saying My ASQ and Communities, because we're now going to move down a level because we've clicked on the Quality Management Division, and this is what we're going to be focusing on, is the gray bar under the Quality Management Division where it says Home, Discussions, Members, Files, Photos, Videos, Events, News, Resources, Message, Search, and Settings. So from here, two things I want to draw your attention to is that you have the option that you can readily see the quality management body of knowledge that we keep referring to, and you can see the outline of what that will look like. And we're going to spend some time going into each one of those subsections so that you can find the Quality Management Division content when you need it. And the other thing to look at is the Quality Management Form, those back issues. So our premier publication of QMD is the peer-reviewed Quality Management Form. Now that's for our Quality Management Division members. You can be an author. A lot of information here in the Quality Management Form. You can go through the back issues. If you've missed something, maybe it was in your email box, but you didn't save it, you've lost the email, you can always go back and search the Quality Management Form. A fantastic publication. Circulation, like 20,000 have access to this document, and written by some very, very high quality authors on topics of anything within our body of knowledge. And again, the body of knowledge, you can see that we'll spend some time talking about what that is. A strong, proven foundation. Remember, we're not really looking at the fads, the trends, that kind of thing. We're looking at solid body of knowledge related content. And that's what you'll find in the Quality Management Form. Premier authors, for sure. Absolutely. Okay? So from there, let's look at what the body of knowledge really says. If you were to click on it and you go a little bit further, again, we're staying in the Quality Management Division, so that blue bar hasn't changed. We're staying in that Quality Management Division. But here you can see the body of knowledge, and I've just listed a few of them here and on to the next slide, but just to give you an idea. There's 7 main sections to the body of knowledge that we work with, And that you're going to see is beginning with leadership, and then there's subsections to each one of those. And within each subsection, you can click to get a little bit more finite information. Again, it's very easy. It was very simple. You're logged into ASQ, you go to the communities, you find quality management, you're happy, and then click on the body of knowledge, and this is what will open up. Each one of these will open up a back-end page. Okay, so you can see that. So we haven't changed, still in the quality management division, but there's a fun little interactive tool that I've included in the presentation. So if you were to click on this download file, this is one way that you can search the content as we go along. But if you look on the bottom, there's a download file that we have. And if you click on that, it's going to open up an interactive diagram that actually one of our members had created. So I've included that in here as well, so you can see what that would look like, looking for very specific, targeted quality management division content. And this is what it is. So we've created with our 7 content management committees, our 7 areas of the body of knowledge. Each one of these has a content management committee chair and a team that backfills the content and information. Now that's an ongoing initiative for us at Quality Management Division. We take the building of content very seriously. So I'm chair of the Training and Development Content, CMC, okay? And for each one of these, there's contact information. So, you know, we've got John for leadership, and we've got JD, for those of you that know JD, Luigi, we've got Aileen, we've got Jeff, we've got Heather, and again, my section here. So if you're looking for those content names or content contacts for the content management committees, I can certainly help you out, and I'll be happy to send those over to you. It's also available when you look at the structure of the org chart, and there's information in the quality form that's published, so you can see who's responsible for each of those as well. That comes out in the quality management form. So if you were to click on these, it's an interactive tool. Now, I can't do it here because I'm showing you as a webinar. But if you were to click on these, each one of them is going to open up another bubble. And this bubble is going to open up. We clicked on the leadership button, and here's what it shows up. And these are the 4 main sections that we saw in the previous way, but it was in a list. Now we see it in more of this bubble interactive diagram. Now, it's a lot of fun. We can click on those, get more information strictly to the body of knowledge, very specific information on, for instance, leadership challenges. You know, maybe that's the roles and responsibilities of leaders, the roles and responsibilities of managers. It could be change management or leadership techniques or empowerment. All of those could be part of this section. When we get into the teams and team dynamics, that's going to be the stages of team development. It could be team building techniques and roles and responsibilities. It could be monitoring team performance or something like that. And of course, our ASQ Code of Ethics is included there. So if we go back to the previous diagram and we were to click on the next button, then the next one is going to pop up to strategic planning. So this, again, I mentioned is JD's section, for instance, just as an example, and that would provide you with the same type of content. Strategic planning models, for instance, it could have, you know, content on what that could be. The business environment could include your SWOT analysis, perhaps, market forces, stakeholder analysis, all of those things that we might be used to seeing under that section. Maybe legal and regulatory factors. We could click on that, get some more information and content. And then you click on the strategic planning and deployment. That's going to give you information on resource allocation, performance measurement, quality and strategic development. You'll see that kind of content in this button behind here. So this is a really fun interactive content that we can click on each one, and we would see these sub-content at each layer of the body of knowledge. And this is what we're all talking about. This is all part of the body of knowledge that we maintain. So you can see our management tools. We've got 5 sections here to look at. This is a big section, by the way, the management tools. There's a lot of sections and a lot of subsections here, right from financial management, risk management, all the way to quality philosophies, quality system effectiveness. There's a lot that's added into this section. So really good solid content, paragraph, page to give you some reference material. Problem solving and quality management tools, well, you probably guessed that's a good size. There's a lot of quality management tools, a lot of reading that could be included, but there's pages set up with some content on there as well. Okay. Customer-focused organizations, same thing. We click on the next ball over, and that would give us our supply chain management with all the sections that that's involved with. And then we get to, well, the one I look forward to is my training and development team, where we have training plans, training needs analysis, curriculum, and then training effectiveness. So there's a lot of information that we can see, and within this, if you were to click, for example, on the training and development page, you might even find content not just from QMD, but we would provide you with some links to some other associations that might also have published articles or have some relevant content. We've sourced not just the QMD content, but beyond, where we can put links in there for you and jump you to a relevant article that might be relevant to something like training plans or a training needs analysis. So again, not just that, a search where you might have 4,000 hits, but it's very specifically training and development, training needs analysis. Click, click, and then you'll get to the content that you're looking for. So that's a big part of our body of knowledge, and that not to be taken lightly. This fun interactive diagram that's on our website, it really works, and you'll be able to find that information on page 19, click on the quality management, go to the body of knowledge, and use that interactive tool. Okay. The next part about searching My ASQ that I enjoy is the community discussions. And you can go to the My ASQ discussions, but we're going to the discussions not on the blue bar, but we're going to discussions on the gray bar. And that's what we're looking for to get quality management division related discussions. So here you could see there was a question posted by Grace Duffy. She put something on a training question looking for a development of employees, and we're looking for information. You can see that she's had 9 replies, so she got a bit of traffic to that. And then you can see sort of that maybe some more information on other discussions that might be involved. If you want to post something, as long as you're logged in, you can post. And there's that red button that says New Topic, and you can put a new topic in there. And so there's some new topics more relevant that I see about ASQ and moving to senior memberships. So there's some opportunity there, an incentive for senior memberships. You'll find that on there. And you'll also find the form in our quality management site for that as well, the senior management form. That's a good one. Today I noticed there was an article that was posted by Bill Hackett, one of our QMD members, and he posted something on reducing errors in a management review. And that was just posted this morning. So fresh, current information. Someone else put something in about Quality 4.0. Someone else put something in about an MSA webinar. So it could be all sorts of things. I've got a post in there about remote auditing, pros and cons. Love them or leave them. So if you have a comment on remote auditing, I would love to hear your feedback. So go to the Quality Management Division, click on the discussions, and you'll be able to look for information on remote auditing if that's what you want to find. Look for a discussion on Quality 4.0 if that's what you want to find. And again, you can see the traffic, you can see the replies, and all that information. The next one to look at, moving our tabs over, you'll see the tab for the members. There is a tab for members. That's where all of our members are listed. So if you know someone that you want to work with, or someone that you might have a business card with, or you wanted to reconnect, maybe they're listed here as a member. So you could even look at that. There's files. We put some photos on there. But let's look at the next one over, videos. Now here's where you can see all the videos that we have posted. And I just put a sampling, again, a sample of what we have. And in fact, you can even say, look at that one that says how to improve your member experience. That's going to be a relevant for more information. This one might be complementary to what we're talking about here today. These videos are the recordings of webinars and events that have been hosted. You can click on here and you can see here and watch the 1 hour webinar. And that's all available on the video. So if you've missed something, or if a coworker may have missed what we're talking about here today and you say, you really should get on My ASQ, we can search members, we can watch videos, so get them on here, and this video you can show them and they'll be able to figure out how to use My ASQ to have a more interactive, more personal experience, right? And again, I should mention here that you should customize your member profile. You can add your bio, your experience, your interests, sort of like a LinkedIn page, I should mention, on your My ASQ profile. That will really help you in making connections. You can add a profile photo, and that obviously improves the reach of your professional network on and offline. So that might be something to look at. Anything as much as you can populate in your My ASQ profile, that would be a good tip, and I wanted to mention that to you as well. If you haven't done that, it's a good thing to do. So you can see there's a lot of information on this Quality Management Division page, it's page 19 in our community, that you can see a lot of information, and it's right at your fingertips. It's just click, click, click away. The next one to look at is the Events tab. Let's look at the Events tab. Well, I wonder what's going on. Well, here you can see, look, there's a webinar, Understanding the Financial Component of Quality. There's Quality Part 2. So this was the one that Doug had just recently completed on quality management content and how we can get vital knowledge, Part 2. So we're doing Part 3 here today. So that's readily available. So we have clients and members in over 130 countries here at My ASQ, and this is a way to bring these events together, and ideally just to make sharing that information easier to get it out to everyone. So if you're looking for something, what's going on, or I wonder what's happening this month, this might be a good page for you. But again, it's the gray bar under the Quality Management tab that we're looking at. Okay, so I've scrolled down a little bit. It's the Events tab that we're looking at. I will draw your attention to an event, and I'm going to do a plug here for an event that's happening upcoming on October 8th this week. So if you want more information on that one, writing persuasively so readers can understand your message, and this is one that's coming up. So go to the events page and look for something that's happening, and this is happening as soon as this week. So if you want more information, click on that Events tab and you'll be able to see it. So it's readily time available and updated and kept current 100%. You'll also get information on Part 4, which will be coming up later on this month, that Dawn will be running as well. I mentioned that I did want to take you a little bit beyond just the quality management content specifically. We walked through a lot of stuff today. We talked about logging into My ASQ, looking specifically at quality progress and ASQ TV. I think those are really helpful. I love them. I find them really helpful. I'm sharing my resources, my experiences with you. You might find other tabs equally helpful. I like those two in particular. We walked through the My ASQ community itself, and then more specifically into the community of Quality Management Division, and we went through some of those tabs along the Quality Management Division. We also had a pretty deep dive into the body of knowledge, so very specific targeted information you might be looking for. Click on that bubble graph, and you'll be able to use that interactive bubble tool, download it, get a chance to use it. It will take you where you need to go. But there's other sources of information that's out there. Now, and I put this out there when I was preparing this training program for you folks to say, where do people go for information? In addition to ASQ, in addition to ASQ.org or My ASQ, where else do you go? And these are some suggestions that came back to me. Where did I put that out? I asked at My ASQ, of course. If you have a question, post it. Use that discussion forum under the Quality Management Division. Post a new topic. That's what I did. So I posted a topic about sources of information. I've also posted the one on remote auditing. Give the feedback. Click on it. Provide resources. But this is some of the information I got. People use different magazines, you know, whatever's topical to your industry. They use the specific ASQ division newsletters. Of course, that makes good sense, much like Quality Management Division has the Quality Forum. Others have different publications. You can use legislative, regulatory requirements, publications that they put out. Obviously your personal network contacts, but that's where my ASQ is going to come in place for you as well, to give you that personal contact experience, that personal engagement, where you can talk one-on-one and test an idea, put it out there, see what people come back with. Don't get frustrated if you feel that you're stuck on something. Come to my ASQ. Open up the Quality Management Division page, open the discussions, and post a new topic. It's just a way to use a social networking site targeted to what you're looking for within the body of knowledge. And now we can see all that information is at your fingertips. With 6,400 members already logged in and climbing, why not? Okay. So that's going to wrap things up in terms of finding the content and where we want to go. If you want to continue the conversation, by all means, I said here's the link. This will go direct to the My ASQ. You can click on this. You're able to build your topics or your discussion. If there's something that you feel is worth reviewing or sharing with our members, it doesn't even have to be a question. Go here, post it. And if you're looking for something specific to a content management committee point of view, whether it's leadership or customer-focused organizations or my area for training and development, then contact the rep for that site. Maybe you want to be a speaker. Maybe you want to become an author. There's lots of publishing opportunities that you can do to build and help us build that content on towards the body of knowledge. And Dawn's going to be talking about that again, as I said, at the end of the month in section 4. But I will put the plug in there now. We're always looking for speakers, authors, and people willing to help out to build content. And if you have an area of expertise, we just put you in contact with the Content Management Committee for that area. Together, we can build this network and make it better for our members. Okay? Excellent job. So this is not it. We do have other webinars coming up, as I mentioned. Leslie has one coming up on October 8th. We see one here from Dawn. That will be part 4 on the 29th. And for those of you that know JD, she never disappoints. 1 month from today, November 5th. If anyone has any other questions, please find me on my ASQ. Send me an invite, make friends, connect with me, ask me questions. My contact information is here. If you find me on LinkedIn, you're welcome to do so. If you want to just use the old-fashioned phone, you can certainly do that as well. I do respond to emails pretty quickly, but let's keep the conversation going. Let's do it in the spirit. Why not post something on my ASQ? Send me a note, send me a message, find me. I'd love to hear from you. Any other content, questions, information? All right, Doug, I'll send it over to you.
Oh, thank you, Susan. So we've covered this off pretty well, I think. You see now what my ASQ might do for you. We do have one question so far, and we have 3 questions. But right now, first one is from Blanca. Asks, what about if we want to upload a training event for QC laboratory in pharma industry, or maybe get a survey to get the perception of a quality issue, some kind of anonymous survey? How would you use my ASQ to do that, Susan?
Those are really good questions, and I would defer to Trish on some of those. So what I would ask to Blanca, if she wants to reach out to me, I'll connect her with Trish, who manages my ASQ on the ASQ Milwaukee side of things, and put something out there. Aside from if you didn't want to do necessarily an anonymous poll, you could certainly use my ASQ, and I just put it out there open for comments just to see what people thought. And you know, if it's a very passionate issue, you might get some good discussions. And what I find on the my ASQ is our discussions are very high quality. We must be quality people because I find that people are willing to help. They're very encouraging. It's very empowering, and we build people up on this site. So I really like that part of my ASQ. So, you know, as opposed to doing an anonymous poll, maybe you could put something in to just say, hey, what do you think about this? And throw it out there to the masses and get 6,400 responses. Why not? Right? More than just a yes, no.
You know, there's nothing like, you know, getting open text answers to give you the why something is important. You know, it's one thing to just get a score, you know, a scale of 1 to 10, but that doesn't tell you why people are scoring you that way. Again, these kind of discussion boards can give depth to your questions. One thought about the QC laboratory pharma industry focused question.
Oh, yes.
While, yes, the quality management division would be a good place to post that, there are other divisions in ASQ that might be more interested in that. For example, you know, the healthcare division.
Yeah, Grace is healthcare. In fact, yeah, as a content management committee chair for that would be a great interest. And actually, I could connect the two of them as well. Yeah, 100%.
I've been looking through the list of attendees here today, and one of them is a former chair of the healthcare division itself of ASQ. And so, you know, if you wanted to post something, you can find the other divisions besides the quality management division within my ASQ, and they have, you know, different structures. Not all of them have adopted this content management committee idea. No. Not all of them have the numbers of volunteers that the management division has, but they all have some kind of discussion board opportunity, and that might get a better response if you were to focus on someone in that area.
That's a good point. There are 32 or 33 pages of communities in my ASQ, so there's definitely going to be a targeted community available for just about everything you're looking for. But it's funny, you mentioned who's on the call, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I say it at least once a month around here when I'm working. Quality is a small world, and you know, we have a network that we pull on and that we build from, and that's fantastic that there's an immediate connection there. Yep.
One of the advantages of my ASQ, when you compare it to, let's say, something bigger like LinkedIn, is that if you post something within quality management or within the my ASQ, you're aiming at a select audience. You're more likely to find a subject matter expert in that area if you go to a focused area like my ASQ.
I agree. Yep. It's huge advantage. It's huge leadership engagement. Yep, 100%.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any more.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. We do have one. Let me see. This one again is from. I want to thank Blanca again. Okay, so she's got some ideas here on our survey. Management responsibility, quality unit scope and responsibilities to new generations of QC lab analysts, et cetera. Oh man, yes. Yeah, Blanca, those are the kinds of things where you can throw them out there and get a rolling discussion going. Of course, you have to create a profile in my ASQ to do that, and you have to log in if you're going to post. And we also recommend that you set the preferences in my ASQ to alert you to updates, because that's a setting that you can change. How often do you want to get emails from my ASQ? You know, you want to get them, you know, minute to minute. Few people want that. Or do you want to get an update once a day or once a week? And that would give you emails, pop into your email address and say, okay, somebody just posted this thing here, and there's a link in it that allows you to go there and see what they said. So that's just one way to try to stay on top of what's going on.
That's a really good point. I have mine set for every morning, and that's the first thing. I think it comes through about 5 or 6 in the morning, whatever, and it tells you all the topics that have been interacted with during that day. And I know that Heather's content in part 1 talks about changing your preferences in your profile. So that's a critical point. So more information on that in part 1 in Heather's session. Good point to mention, because you've got to sign up for it, but you also have to be alerted when there's posts. Yep, good.
I signed up for it earlier, but I hadn't gone through and redid my alert settings until I watched Heather's video, and then I go, oh wow, yeah, I can do that. And after I did that, now I'm controlling the amount of notices I get.
Yeah.
So it doesn't overwhelm you.
You can adjust the size of the funnel 100%.
Okay, so that's really great. I want to thank everybody for attending here. We're not getting to other questions right now, so maybe we can wind this up now. Again,
my contact information is there, so if anyone needs anything, please reach out. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to connect you with someone who does.